Episode 1 of Him, Her, and the Bible, the podcast where we go over religious topics and our take on them. Neither one of us is theologians here, but we do have opinions. And you know what opinions are like. So we're going to have one. All right. I'm Him, and I go by Thomas.
I'm Her, and I'm Taryn.
So I guess since it's the introductory show, we'll go. I grew up many different sects of Christianity, non-denominational, denominational, and everything in between. There's even Jehovah's Witness. But yeah, I had a little bit of everything in my upbringing, a little crazy, and some fun stories in that I'm hoping to share with y'all.
I'm a little different. I grew up Baptist all my life, in church all my life. Pretty much stayed with one church until I moved into another state, and I continued on with being Baptist. However, I like non-denominational as well too.
All right, so what should we talk about this first podcast? I guess we can keep it. I don't know. We talk about anything you want to. I guess we'll run it with a crazy church story. I've seen so much crazy things. Let me see. I remember one time I was in this small church where everybody was basically either family cousins or cousins of somebody who knew cousins of cousins. One of these small town country churches barely had one working air conditioning that was never reliable. So we all in there, been in church all day. I think we took a break to eat. It was one of those type of churches. We in there, and my cousin was the drummer or whatever, and the pastor preaching or whatever. And, during in between the sermon, the drums hit or whatever, and then, maybe go into a song or two. So my cousin is drumming, and he's supposed to be playing the drums to a beat, but he keep getting off, and nobody don't really know why. And, he keep getting off. So I just start standing like, yo, what is wrong with you messing up the whole situation? We ready to get out of here. So I'm standing. Then I hear his mama yell out, boy, stop eating your boogers.
Ew.
So he would play a song, feel a boogie in his nose, dig up his nose, eat it, and start back playing.
That's disgusting.
So, that's one crazy.
And how old was he?
We was probably, back then, he was 12.
Too old to be eating boogies.
Tomato.
No, that's...
Boogie Bogotto,
Yeah. That's disgusting. Hey, I wouldn't want him playing on my drums, ever.
Hey, something was nice. Shout out to you, you know what I'm saying? I think he went to the military or something, so I know you can't eat your boogies in there.
I hope he's still not eating them.
Hey, I'm not one to judge a man's taste preference.
Well, I guess I am then. Eating boogies. Well, I don't really have a story, I guess, I grew up in, a big church, so, I went to a really, really popular church in my hometown, one of the, top 3, so, you was bound to see anything, but even though we were a big church, it was pretty much, I feel like it was still a good community of people, and it's still like that, I feel like, to this day, but, we used to have people that, would run around, I guess it was a certain group of people. You had, the older people that, was in the church or whatever before it became, a mega church, per se, and then you had the new people that, only knew it as a mega church, so, you have people, catch the spirit and run around the church and fall out. The old people, might get up and walk out, or if my pastor wasn't there, he, I guess it's a good topic. How do you feel about the church being surrounded by the pastor? So,
but were you into a story? You just switch lanes like driving a car?
No, because I didn't know where I was going with that.
So you was rambling. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. I didn't know what the end effect was with that.
Okay, what's the topic?
Okay, so the topic is, should the pastors be the central focus of the church? Because I know I've been to several churches as an adult and growing up where if the pastor wasn't there, people would get up and leave if they found out the pastor wasn't going to preach, or they would get mad. Why didn't they put that in the bulletin or on the sign that, the pastor was out on vacation? It was it's kind of like the church slows down, or so in some cases stop, if the pastor isn't preaching if it's a guest or whatever. So I guess I feel like it shouldn't be like that as far as, I mean, if it's the house of God, anybody should be able to get up there and be able to minister to you in some kind of way. But I feel like a lot of people are focused on the
I mean, it's kind of like, the Lakers might be your favorite team, but, shout out to Kobe for retiring. But if Kobe ain't come one day and that's your favorite player also, I mean, you're still going to sit to watch the Lakers play, but you came to see Kobe. They might have second string jump in for Kobe, and he be nice too, but you came to see Kobe play. So, I mean, I've been to the church. I've been to the church downtown, and like I expected to see. And this always happens when I bring somebody with me. Like, yo, this pastor, he's dope. You're gonna like him. Yeah, won't pull up. Got a guest speaker today, and it totally changes the vibe, the message, and the style. He might be legit good, but you want your people to see this man. So not saying like, oh, I'm not gonna go to this church. I mean, because the pastor gotta do what he gotta do. But I mean, a pastor, the leader of the team. So I mean, to an extent, yeah, it does hinge on, him showing up to his church. Because if he don't show up, he's like a draw of the church. Not the only thing, but I mean, he's the leader of that church. So I mean, that's my opinion on that.
But did you get up and leave once you found out he wasn't?
No, I ain't get up. Like I said, you stay.
So I've seen people not stay.
I mean, I think personally, I think that's taking it too far, not staying. But teach his own. I mean, I'll leave a church if I feel like the pastor's not pastoring correctly, But if he's giving a sermon I'm not feeling, I'm gonna sit there because the pastor you like to give a sermon that's just blah. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think that should be cause for you to leave. But I can understand, on the other hand, being a little disappointed because I've been there. So you tell me you never been disappointed?
No, I've been disappointed, but not to the point where I'm mad and want to go complain to the usher and then get up and leave. Like, I mean, it's not like a concert where you paid to see Jay-Z and, Jay-Z's second cousin walked out on the stage. Then okay,
But if you paid to see Jay-Z, okay, so you paid to see Beyonce and Michelle walked up.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I paid money for a concert to see a specific person. When you go to church, I feel like it shouldn't be about, a specific person. Mm-hmm. It should be, about the word. Like, you could hear a word from anybody.
So basically, a church doesn't really need a pastor. It's whoever they get that Sunday, correct?
No. He didn't need a pastor.
For what?
Because, that's the man, the leader of the church. But I'm just saying, he can't be there 24/7 just because you decided to come to church that day and wanted to hear him. Like, what if he needed vacation or whatever the case might be? And maybe it was just meant for you to be that Sunday to hear this specific one person that was meant to give you maybe a different word or something like that. You never know.
But hold on, what point are you trying to make on us?
I was saying about people leaving. Like, I don't feel like you should leave or be mad if the past. Like, you'd be disappointed, yeah, but I don't think you should get up and
can
leave.
feel some type of way because you came, maybe the way he speaks. It's like me buying a Usher CD and I open up, I don't know, Tank is in there. Tank could equally sing, but I came for the Usher CD. Will I still listen to the Tank CD? Yeah, I got it in my hands now. Might as well. But you can understand the general disappointment here. Like,
yeah, I get that part.
I mean, I don't agree with disrupting the message and leaving like before you. Now, if the new guy's not, passing what you want to hear, by all means, you got the right, chuck it the deuces. But I think that's your right. But I wouldn't do that. I'm there already. I done smunt the gas to get to church. We staying for that message. So I mean, that's my take on it.
Okay, well, speaking of spent gas to get to the church, how important is going to the actual edifice of the church versus the nice and comfy
big words with Taryn, but
bedside tabernacle
edifice?
It's a building. Edifice.
Let's make this clear. She's gonna try to sound uber smart this whole podcast.
I am not.
She has a Word of the Day app on her phone.
No, I don't. I need to download it.
And with this Word of the Day app, she tries to, awkwardly throw these words in. So
you've never heard church edifice?
Now, see, I'm not speaking to where I heard this at. I'm telling you, you make it your mission to use these words.
You're gonna ask now. If I would have said the church vestibule, then okay. Then okay.
2 points for. And now I thought you was gonna spread these around because you ain't got too many. So, but don't go through your stash of words all over there.
I read the dictionary.
I know this is a Christian podcast, but sometimes we lie on it, and that's exactly.
I do read the dictionary.
Again, and we're gonna continue. I want to note. I want to note that this is not being recorded on Sunday.
Go ahead.
But tomorrow.
Go ahead.
Let's pray you wake up. Anyways, yeah. So that's just my overall take on that. What do you mean by the edifice? What
like, okay,
the edifice.
Since you don't want me to say edifice,
no, you
going to the church building overrides bedside tabernacle on your computer, your laptop, or your phone.
No, I mean, it's how you look at it. It is what you need. I feel like you can get the message. You can get ministered to over a podcast, over radio, over internet live stream, or in church. But I think like church is meant for fellowship. It's meant for support. It's meant for other people to physically lay hands on you. You know, that you can't replace that one-on-one communication you can get at church. That one-on-one, you know, uplifting that you could get. You can't replace that. You need that sometimes. We're meant to to talk to other people and things like that. Not saying you can't. You could go to, that's what you need to stream it and have your church in your living room. That's your thing. But I do feel like fellowship. Like, so if majority of the time you stream church, maybe you need to join a Bible study group so you get some kind of uplifting and fellowship. And I still believe you still need to pay your tithes because you don't go to a building that is not neglect your duties for paying tithes, in my opinion. But so as long as you covering your bases, do you what you think?
Yeah, I think I don't know. I just think like with technology and as things progress, that a lot of new generation, especially if church wasn't I don't want to say ritual, but like a constant habit of you growing up. To a lot of people, they might not step a foot into a church till they was 20, 30 years old. So I think streaming is a great tool to reach people that either A, aren't comfortable going into church for whatever reason. Maybe they feel judged or the environment or whatever. Or two, maybe they work an odd schedule or whatever. I think it's really good and benefiting the unconventional person that wants to get saved or who is saved already. But like you said, I feel like they also need that fellowship too, especially when you first get saved and whatever. Like, you do need people to rally around you, and you can't necessarily. I know with the church I watch, my old church back home, we have like the little, I guess, a chat box to the side. You can kind of chat with people or whatever, like while the streaming is going on, and you can pay your tithes and everything one click of a button. So I think churches are starting to get with that like more, to actually facilitate that for people. But
let me play the other side of the ball here. Do you feel like okay? So a lot of times I might miss church actually going. Be frank with you, it's because I'm lazy. Because I don't want to get in my car. I can have bedside Baptist. I could have church in my boxes, staring at the screen. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you feel like in this age of people like having everything instant, quicker with less work, that's what it's about versus this is what I need from me. This is conducive to my lifestyle, or I'm just using this as an easier way out versus actually talking to people and developing relationships and brotherhoods in the church and sisterhoods within the church and having to serve in the church on different ministries, parking lot ministry, and our favorite ministry, by the way, is the parking lot ministry. They are the police of the church, security of the church. And on this show, throughout the season, we will reference the parking lot ministry many times. Probably even do a skit because they're the funniest people. Anyways, that neglects your responsibility to have to serve to that church. You know what I'm saying? To be held accountable visually. If you shut yourself off and you just in your living room 364 out of 365 days a week, you're less accountable. And sometimes you need that accountability from your sister, your brother to reach out to you.
Yeah, I agree. I think it is laziness. I think it's. It's just convenience. Like it's just, and it's kind of hard to like break out of that because you like, especially now it's getting cold and it's getting dark early. It's like and going to an actual church, like you have to make a mental and a physical commitment. Like, and a lot of people, we live in a commitment phobic society. It's like, if I go to church, then Sister Mary gonna expect to see me every Sunday, and I gonna have to join the usher board or whatever ministry. Like, it's a commitment. And
let me be honest. Like, a lot of times is for me, I'd be like, man, I don't want to think about what I'm gonna wear. I don't want to have to iron. Shoot, I only get 2 days off, Saturday and Sunday. I don't count Friday as a day off because if I had to leave work, I'm not off. So I'm like, I only get 2 days off. I'm gonna have to cut one of my days in half. It's a selfishness, you know what I'm saying? It's a feeding to my fleshly laziness. Like, be honest, be frank about it. Not all the time, because sometimes you could be on the road. You could be dealing with family issues. There's a million reasons of why it could work. But sometimes you gotta be honest too, and be like, this is why I'm making excuses for myself. And I think that's sometimes a problem with people. Like, they want to make so many excuses to where things are valid, versus being like, yeah, sometimes I am lazy, or sometimes it is convenient. You can have both. Sometimes it is just both. But people want to be so right about everything and be so politically correct that, it's easier to not admit any truths about yourself versus bending what reality is, in my opinion. Sometimes it's just because you're lazy. And sometimes because that's the way life works out. It's easy to stream as long as you get in the word. But there's many other aspects to that. Like, if we are broken and we all hurt, sinners, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like somebody that smokes. You was talking today. Some people could quit just cold turkey, right? Mm-hmm. That's the route they're able to take. Some people could just sit at their home and stream it, and that's the route they're able to take. Some people need fellowship. Some people that could quit cold turkey smoking. Some people need a patch. Some people need a smoking support group. It's like there's different routes for different people. I do agree with that. But for people to say, because there's the whole new hype, like you don't need no church and all that stuff. Like, that's just ludicrous. You can't paint a big blanket to say somebody does need a church building to go to and don't. But there's just different things. One year in your life you might need it, one year in your life you might not need it. So to just say I'm gonna do away with it forever is ludicrous. And plus, if they do away with the church, you stop coming and stop tithing, there ain't gonna be nothing to stream.
Yeah, that's true. I was actually thinking this. We went to this concert last night, and like I've probably been streaming maybe like consistently for the last 2.5 years. But I wasn't the type of person that went to church Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but I would at least be there every Sunday faithfully. And then, once you get grown and can kind of do your own thing, you can kind of make your own schedule. But like when I was sitting in the church when we was at this event, I was like, man, and like I was looking at the ushers, like, cause I was an usher at one point for a long time. And I was like, man, I kind of missed that. Like, I missed the actual, like, even though at the time I wouldn't like, I have to go to an usher meeting on a Saturday afternoon. Who wants to do that? But when I actually looked and saw the women, I was like, man, I kind of missed that. Like, those were some really good times in my life. And I built, like, some really good friendships when I was actually serving in a ministry. And I don't know, like, this whole, like, feeling came over me yesterday. I was like, oh, man, I kind of do miss that. Like, maybe I should try to. I do miss that part of church, like, being involved in a ministry.
I miss, like kind of piggyback with you. I miss just the relationships sometimes. Like, you run into all type of people. It's like, all right, I never did like going to actually sit in class in college, but the relationships on the way to class, in the cafeteria, playing ball outside was worth it. You know what I'm saying? So, that's just, not to harp on it too long, but that's just, people just gotta, sometimes you gotta wake yourself up and be like, am I making excuses 100% of the time here, or is there just some truth to it and some excuse to it? Like, you just gotta be real with yourself. Like with me, it's just there's some real to it where sometimes my schedule don't permit me to go to church. Pseudo reality that I want to walk around in. So yeah, that's just my take on that.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I guess we're wrapping up this first show then.
That's it.
I mean, I don't know. Is that it?
Yeah, I mean,
around about 20 minutes. I mean,
okay, well, yeah.
But I would say what the next topic is gonna be, I don't really know. But it'll be something. It'll be soon. So, you know what I'm saying? Keep supporting us. Please share it. You know, social networks, everything you can find us. We're gonna have those up and running. As of the recorded date, we don't have it up and running, but the tentative name for this podcast again is gonna be Him, Her, and the Bible. Might change to something cooler, might not.
I like it.
Probably gonna stay the same. But this is what it is. And it's probably gonna be some variation of that on social networks. So just search with us, rock with us. The whole premise of this podcast is just, you know, a guy and girl, just regular Christians who just have faith and who discuss stuff, and you know, and just aren't perfect by any means. You know, so that's just, you know, linking out and reaching with people like ourselves is just, you know, a blessing opportunity. So I use this platform the best we can, share our faults. Hopefully you can laugh at them with us, laugh at your faults, and keep on grinding. So that's a podcast. Look for us, share. You know, we can't do it without you. So big us up on everything we do and support. You got anything to say? Her?
Nope. Can't wait for next time.
All right. Peace.